Have you ever felt like there's a part of you that doesn't let you move forward? An invisible force, an internal brake that whispers, you're not enough, that you don't deserve more, that it's better to settle for the little you have that feels safe than risk the unknown, even if that unknown is what you truly long for. It's as if you carry a psychic load, an ancestral weight that keeps you anchored while you see the life of fullness that you know, deep down, you could live, passing you by. This feeling isn't a coincidence. It's the echo of archetypes and complexes acting in your unconscious. And today we're going to unearth the key to freeing yourself. Many of us grew up hearing phrases that, without apparent bad intention, ingrained in our psyche the idea of not asking for much, that better the devil you know, or that that's enough. What seems like humility, prudence, or conformism is actually a trap, an inherited invisible programming or an invisible cage. But why do we keep repeating these patterns if consciously we want more? From a Jungian perspective, this scarcity mindset isn't just a bad habit. It's the manifestation in our adult life of unconscious contents, of complexes formed from personal experiences, and, crucially, of a psychic inheritance that we share. Think about it. Your parents and grandparents lived through difficult times, where caution and minimizing desire were survival strategies. This fear and this strategy filtered down and were transmitted, not just as anecdotes, but as energetic patterns in the collective and family unconscious, shaping your own personal unconscious from childhood. What was a necessary defense for them became, unintentionally, an invisible cage for you. The surprising thing is that this limitation weaves a web that goes far beyond money. It silently influences your relationships, your success, and your deep well-being. It leads you to settle for less than you deserve. The great news, the one you might not have expected, is that this invisible programming, this ancestral trap, is not your destiny. You are not condemned to repeat the old scarcity strategies. It is possible to deprogram it. The key lies in understanding its hidden roots in your own psyche, and in the vast territory of the unconscious, and then applying a conscious process of integration and transformation, a true path of individuation that allows you to reclaim your innate capacity to create a life without justifications. This survival archetype, a pattern that Jung would call an autonomous complex, takes control of our behavior, leading us to make decisions based on fear. Breaking it starts by recognizing that scarcity is not your truth. It is an inherited energy, activated by your collective unconscious. Knowing all this is not enough. Identifying the archetype, seeing the mask, recognizing the wounded self, is just the beginning. What comes now is the conscious act of rewriting, and that requires inner work, presence, and courage. Here are the essential keys to dismantling those old programs, integrating the wisdom of the revelations and critical pillars with practical actions. 1. Listen to the voices of the unconscious, make them conscious, and name them. The first step is to become an implacable detective of your own mind, attentive to the manifestations of the unconscious. Those automatic phrases that pop up, those silent self-sabotages like, "Is that too much for me?" or "I don't want to seem ambitious," are not just ideas. They are often the voices of unintegrated complexes or aspects of the shadow that oppose your growth and expansion. Identifying these internal voices is bringing unconscious contents to light to gain control over their influence. Every time you hear a limiting phrase within you, stop. Don't fight it. Just observe it and name it. This is an echo of scarcity. It is not me. It is what was learned. Naming the pattern is the first act of disidentification. 2. Your scarce self is a mask. Reframe humility and release the characters that limit you. Your scarce self is a mask, not your true being, we wear to adapt. Scarcity can become that mask. Humble, modest, realistic. It's time to challenge a common justification for conformism, the association between reducing yourself or settling for being humble. From a Jungian perspective, this misunderstood humility used to avoid the fear of envy, success, or our own potential greatness. the energy of the self. But behind that mask is a true self that desires, that dreams, that is hungry for fullness, and shouldn't be ashamed of it. True humility doesn't ask you to make yourself small or live below your potential. It's about recognizing your value and that of others without inflating yourself or diminishing yourself, allowing the energy of the self to express itself without the restriction of a persona built by social fear or psychic inheritance. You can desire more and grow without being selfish and without feeling like you're betraying your roots. Disidentify from the mask that protects you. Make a list of the characters you play to be accepted. The modest one, the strong one who doesn't need, the one who never asks, the one who settles. And then write, I no longer need this mask to be loved. Every time you release it, another fragment of your authentic self will appear. 3. The fear of receiving comes from the parental link. Heal your story. By writing it, in your unconscious lives, a symbolic image of your parents, the imago. If they didn't know how to receive, if they survived from scarcity, you inherited their way of seeing the world. Until you release that image and reframe your story, you will continue living under their emotional limits, believing they are yours. It's not about blaming, but about understanding. Jung said that what is not made conscious becomes destiny. Take paper and pencil. Write the story of your emotional inheritance. Ask yourself, what did they teach me about money? What did I learn about asking, about receiving, about deserving? What did I see in my parents when things went well for them? And when things went badly, write to free yourself. 4. Inhabit the discomfort in your body and practice deserving physically. This change is not just mental. It is a transformation that involves your entire psychosomatic being. Feeling that you deserve more, allowing yourself to receive something good, often triggers physical discomfort. This is because your body and nervous system are wired for scarcity, carrying the somatic memory of inherited or personal unconscious patterns. That tension, that twinge of guilt or fear in your body, that tingling, that doubt when something good arrives is the resistance of the unconscious. To integrate abundance, you must focus on feeling that discomfort in your body and allowing it to be there without resistance, thus allowing the blocked energy to release and integrate into your system. Practice deserving in your body. It's not enough to affirm it, you have to feel it. The next time something good comes to you, an opportunity, a compliment, an unexpected amount, don't pull away. Stay. Breathe. Feel the discomfort. That tingling, that tension, that doubt is your body freeing itself from generations of scarcity. The scarcity limits your identity and integrate your shadow by embracing fear. The scarcity archetype intertwines with your self-image, making you believe you deserve less, that asking for more is dangerous or selfish. And meanwhile, your psyche fragments. One part wants to grow, the other is afraid. Balance comes when you integrate both, your light and your shadow. It's not about eliminating the fear of receiving, but about welcoming it without letting it take control. When you feel you're self-sabotaging, don't judge yourself. Ask, what part of me feels like it doesn't deserve this? Whose voice is that? Instead of repressing it, embrace it. That is integration. That is psychological maturity. 6. Cultivate your new dialogue. Make desire your spiritual compass, and surround yourself with expansion. Once you recognize the limiting voices, it's time to plant new psychic seeds and cultivate a new dialogue that challenges that old programming. Deliberately activate archetypes or conscious attitudes that counteract the energy of scarcity. Choosing a new powerful affirmation like, I am learning to allow myself more, or I deserve to live fully, is invoking a new energy, a new truth to reconfigure your future, thus integrating new energetic potentials into your psyche. For years they taught us to fear desire. But desire is not the enemy of the spiritual. On the contrary, authentic desire is the soul's guide. The key is to differentiate ego desire with anxiety from soul desire with peace. Start trusting the desire that is born from your center, not from your lack. Make desire your spiritual compass. Your environment reinforces your mind. Surround yourself with expansive language and environments. Surround yourself with people, books, spaces, and content that speak of possibility, expansion, abundance. Scarcity stays alive in environments that normalize it. Breaking free also means consciously choosing which frequency you live in. 7. Your psychic inheritance is not your final destiny. Choose consciously and build something new. Internalize this deeply. What you inherited from the experiences and fears of your ancestors is not your destiny. That programming brought you this far. It taught you to survive using old scarcity strategies, yes, but it does not define the totality of your potential, the self, nor where you can go. You were not simply born to survive. You were born with an intrinsic capacity to create a completely different life, one that you don't have to justify to anyone. From a Jungian perspective, real abundance is an integration, not an external goal. It's becoming more you. And that starts by facing fear head-on, honoring your history, and consciously choosing not to repeat it. The Jungian path, individuation, is precisely that. Becoming the complete and individual being you are meant to be, beyond the limitations of personal and collective inheritance. The greatest act of honor to your roots is not to repeat their patterns. It is to build upon that foundation something completely new and extraordinary, thus realizing your unique and not inherited destiny, reclaiming your innate capacity to create a life without justifications. The journey to dismantle those old programs starts now. It is an act of courage, self-compassion, and love for your own potential. This work is not fast. It is deep. It is sacred. You are rewriting not just your story, but the emotional history of those who came before you. You are saying, "Thank you for bringing me this far. Now I continue differently." The greatest honor you can pay to the experiences of your ancestors is not to remain trapped in their fears and survival strategies based on lack. The greatest act of gratitude is to build upon that foundation something completely new and extraordinary, reclaiming your innate capacity to create a life without justifications. Start choosing your own reality today, one that honors who you are and all that you can become. Your mind, your body, and your future await you to flourish. The invisible cage exists, but the door is open. Cross the threshold. And that is a silent revolution that changes generations. Thank you for being here at Jung and You, Psychology for Change, for giving yourself this space, and for allowing yourself to understand, grow, and be. If this content resonated with you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and share it with someone who might need it. Because here, we keep exploring together the things that truly transform us. See you in the next video. Until then, take good care of yourself.